Welcome to Romance, Greed and Broken Hearts. My name is Kylie Dennis and I'm the Managing Director of Two Face Investigations. We analyse and investigate information in online dating profiles to ensure people are not romantically scammed. Anne is a 78-year-old residing in a retirement village in Sydney. Though active with her friends around her, she felt lonely, which led her to explore online dating for over 60s. She signed up for 2 dating apps, paying for the privilege. This innocent pursuit would unravel into a 6-month-long interaction with a loving Australian businessman named Donald. Donald is 62 years old and he informed Anne that he was working on a gas pipeline contract in Turkey. This was his last contract before retirement. He was a widow of 5 years with a daughter named Elizabeth who was living in England. He promised to return to Sydney in December of 2022. He even provided Anne with a home location, not the exact address where he lived. However, the anticipated reunion never materialised, and Anne found herself entangled in a web of lies she chose to accept because she believed all that Donald was saying. She spent her mornings reading his emails and then replying. She would talk to Donald many times a day. He was saying the right words, unique, loving words, grooming Anne with each email and love letter he sent. And we all know what it's like to receive that kind-hearted card or letter. In early 2023, Anne's daughter reached out to me after her mum told her of the exciting news of her new love interest. Her daughter looked at the photos of Donald and realised that it seemed way too good to be true. He was 62, though the photo he looked 53. She provided me with photos and information about the elusive Donald, and this marked the beginning of my involvement in the dark side of online deception. Anne had become a victim of romance scamming, and it truly rocked her to her core. Feeling ashamed, embarrassed and physically sick, she retreated, and it took her family many months to bring the old Anne back. So I ventured undercover. I assumed the persona of Samantha, a 62-year-old widow who adores cooking, movies and beach walks. What unfolded was an extraordinary odyssey. In 6 months, countless men sought connection with Sam. This is where I discovered that many of these profiles were stolen photos from unsuspecting victims. However, let me be clear, there were legitimate profiles as well. As I navigated the intricate web of online dating, I unveiled a disturbing reality. Married men, gay men, grandfathers, doctors, businessmen, CEO, ship captains, and even someone who had tragically perished in a plane crash back in early 2019 had become unwitting characters of this digital deception. Delving into this world, I witnessed firsthand how easily photos could be stolen and fake profiles easily crafted. These photos appeared on multiple dating sites, at times leading me into the dark, deep web, and what I saw was disturbing. Innocent victims are being used to obtain a deceitful benefit. Behold me, Samantha at 62, seamlessly blending into this online landscape without a shred of truth. I had no photo attached to my profile, just basic information for someone to reach out and to start a conversation. I paid for one dating app and I used the free version for the other. My journey exposed the vulnerabilities inherent in online identity, shedding light on the ease with which deception can thrive. I investigated these photos, finding information about their personal life, not those displayed on the dating sites. And I will show you 2 of those dating profiles. The information you can see is very limited. The photos appear to be businesslike, and victims will start a conversation with them, and that's where the deception starts. The stolen images of victims, without having the opportunity to defend themselves, they become the tool to deceive unsuspecting victims in handing over their money. The world of romance, greed and broken hearts. Information from Scamwatch Australia has indicated that in 2022, Aussies lost over $500 million to scams, and those are that which are reported. Data from all reporting sources indicated that we, Aussies, have lost $3 billion last year, and romance scamming is number 2 on that list, with over 65-year-olds losing the most. Mother Teresa once said the most terrible poverty is loneliness and feeling of being unloved. Scammers prey on those who are vulnerable, feeling a sense of loneliness and maybe a sense of loss. They attach to their target and start the journey of deceit and hurt. They are true experts in social manipulation, and they are the ultimate salesperson. I want to introduce you to my recent scamming photo. Now, this one entered my personal Facebook page. This unsuspecting photo belongs not to Daniel Morris, but to a man in Brazil. I'm not going to disclose the owner of this photo, as his stolen photo appears as Mr. Morris and other names attached to various other dating sites. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 for the scammers to troll and fish for their next victim, because this is their job. Masterful criminals are scouring dating and social media profiles for their next victim. So, who are you talking to? Well, about 50% of the scammers come from African countries, Nigeria, Ghana, and then we move into the Asian countries, Malaysia, Turkey, India, the Philippines, and then English-speaking countries, UK, United States. Professional scammers troll social media and steal whole collections of photographs to show consistency and to appear genuine. Again, this is their job. They possess various traits and abilities, such as persuasion, lying effectively and consistently, the art of charm and coercion. They use specific techniques, evoking influence, the idea of being friendly, credible, legitimate through their work and their background. Rehearsed words that achieve a high level of intimacy, and you will feel a sense of reassurance. They will use the same words and language with all their victims. But what they do also is to obtain the victim's most profound thoughts, feelings, desires, and even fears, creating an intense bond and a solid foundation for what you believe will be a magical relationship. Though you have not seen them in person, they will ensure that you do not inform your family or friends, and they will use the words of "they won't understand." You will be forced to engage in conversation alone. You will feel loved with this idea that you will be together very soon, but this will never occur. You are being groomed, and this is their job. There are some very important red flags. This list is not exhaustive, but I want you to think about what is in this list. The person seems to be a perfect match. Their profile picture seems to be professional, even model-like. They are very attractive. They disclose their love very early on and are very over-friendly. They are sweet and charming and wish to engage in intimate and very detailed conversation in a short period of time. And these conversations can be highly intense. There will be a reluctance to appear on camera. They certainly cannot meet in person. They may indicate that they want to get to know you more before the meeting. If they appear on camera, it will be short. There will be technical difficulties. They may have the camera focusing on a wall and inform you of an issue with the camera. The use of deepfake technology comes into play and deceives the victim. We will talk in more detail about this in a later webinar. This is something that is frightening and needs to be taken seriously. They may have poor English when you are talking to them on the phone, though it has been shown that some are educated overseas. Their accent will not match the person in the picture. It'll seem off. However, With the use of ChatGPT, they create a script that is handed to the scammers to keep the conversation free-flowing. They will move you from the dating app very quickly. They'll move you onto WhatsApp or Telegram, both different messaging platforms, and they will push for this. They are controlling you. Why move onto another platform when you can talk to them on the dating app? This will isolate you. The location and the state listed on the dating app will always be incorrect. The dating app's personal message is unclear and has grammatical and spelling errors. They are a way for business and work overseas. They'll be an oil rig, contractor, doctor, lawyer, military person, etc. But they will be returning home soon and is excited about the future that you will have together. Their partner has died and they now realise how much you have become an essential part of their life. They talk to you about spending the rest of their life with you. However, you haven't met them in person. They have a tragic story that will tear you at your heart. And with that, they may want a really quick commitment. They will gain extensive knowledge about you. The more they know about you, the more successful the deception will be. They will spend significant time, months, even years, gaining your trust and showering you with words of love. Their messages may start with, "Good morning, my darling. Good morning, my love," and end with, "I love and miss you dearly," with loving emojis. This is the love letter template, which we will cover in more detail in our next webinar. They call you babe, honey, my sweetheart. And the reason for this is that several people are playing the role. Using this language is easy so they don't get you mixed up with who they are talking to. This is how all scams are scripted. Once they have your trust and love, they will ask for money or other items. The requests may be for gift cards, items, cash transfers, bank account openings, etc. We will dive deep into money muling and pig butchering in further webinars. Age is just a number. They don't care how old you are. You are the love of their life, their world. However, they are grooming you. You will believe they genuinely care and love you, but they don't. They are manipulative and highly orchestrated. They utilise techniques to encourage compliance. The more they know about you, the more successful they will be with the deception. They will set a scene for their next instalment of deception. For example, a photo with their mother, which, remember, is a stolen image. They will then turn that into a crisis stage, like she needs medical help, and you are the only person that can help with that. They have an essential job, say a CEO or a doctor, but can talk to you for hours. They have an exceptionally high-paying job, but need your financial assistance. The story they tell is unrealistic. They have no one in the world except for you. Though they have stated they have this fantastic job, everyone around them is deceased. In the end, they are organised criminals and speak to many victims simultaneously. They want your money. They do not want your heart. They will use language to create a loving and robust foundation for romance. It's all about putting the victims under a spell to ensure that money flows freely. They are sitting behind a computer, typing these words and statements. They are doing it multiple times a day to many victims from around the world. They are preying on anyone who is looking for companionship. Victims have stated, in hindsight, the use of language did seem odd and sometimes wrong, as we had never met in person. Reading the emails was better than face-to-face, as I could read it repeatedly. They had to be legitimate, as we were talking on the phone, though I thought they sounded different. I made decisions without reasoning, and that's not who I am. They had me under a spell. Victims are left feeling devastated, ashamed, embarrassed, humiliated, loss of trust and truly hurt. The recovery process can take time, and at times some victims don't recover. Victims have said, "I'm so smart. Why did I fall for this?" Remember, the heart will leak past the mind. The heart will take control. So, how do we protect ourselves? If the photo seems too good to be true, then it is. Walk away. See the person in person within 2 weeks of talking. Meet up in a coffee shop, somewhere neutral. If you cannot meet that person in person, walk away. Someone overseas does not want to have a relationship with someone on the other side of the world. It's not practical. It's not real. If you feel a sense of uneasiness, walk away. Don't send any money to any person. Think about it. They work overseas and they need your money to survive. The story does not make sense. It just does not make sense. When they tell you a story, step back and reflect on it. Ask why questions and inform your family and friends as to who you are talking to. Be open and be safe. If you are a victim of a scam, report it. Take time for yourself to recover. Talk about it. Help others. Stand tall. You are a victim. Do not give the scammers any more of your time. If you are scammed, you are a victim of a crime. The stolen images are victims of a crime, and the scammers are the criminals. It's that simple. You must start acknowledging this and not being ashamed of what has occurred and report it. Would you let a stranger into your home? Don't accept a friendship request from a stranger on social media. Don't give a stranger your personal details or money. You wouldn't do this under normal circumstances. My message is really simple. Stop, step back, and take a breath. Be curious, scrutinise, and be safe. Anyone can pretend to be anyone. Remember, I'm Samantha, a 62-year-old widow from Sydney. Everyone deserves to be loved, but not financially destroyed. It takes a network to destroy a network. If you need assistance, you know how to contact me. Let's stop these scammers from breaking your hearts and stealing your money.